Under the guise of saving us from the coronavirus and the economic crisis that the elites engineered to supposedly deal with the coronavirus, they are now pushing the Great Reset, where everything will have to be transformed, including your mindset and your behavior. Stay tuned for more. So these deep state globalists have really made a mess of things, right? They said, oh my goodness, coronavirus, we need to shut down all the small businesses. You can always go to Walmart, don't worry about that, but we got to shut down your church. We got to shut down anything productive that isn't approved by us. You're non-essential, you're non-essential. We're obviously super essential, so keep paying us six-figure salaries. And by the way, now that we've ruined your whole planet, we need to do a great reset. This is according to the World Economic Forum, the powerful globalist group that meets every year in Davos, Switzerland, bringing together gazillionaires and presidents and prime ministers and all the bigwigs. It's kind of like Bilderberg, but less secretive. You know, they all get together and they plan humanity's future. And you have mass murdering communist tyrants, you have big business CEOs, you have leaders of Western governments, you have the heads of the UN and the IMF. They're all on board with this Great Reset agenda. And it is so massive that there's no way we could possibly break it down for you all in a little 10-minute episode of Behind the Deep State. But I do want to go through some of the most important stuff. And you know, here's some of the stuff that they're telling us. The head of the World Economic Forum, Klaus Schwab, he says all aspects of our societies and economies need to be revamped. Even our thinking and our behavior will have to dramatically shift. He said we need a new social contract. It's got to be centered on social justice. He says that every country from the United States to China must participate, and every industry from oil and gas to tech must be transformed. We need stronger and more effective government. We must build entirely new foundations for our economic and social systems. This is all direct from Klaus Schwab, the head of the World Economic Forum. And I want to show you just some clips from their creepy propaganda videos advertising this Great Reset. It's going to blow your mind. Check this out.
We have an incredible opportunity to create entirely new sustainable industries, investing in nature as the true engine of our economy.
The current global crisis has disrupted every aspect of our lives, but it has also presented us with an extraordinary opportunity, a chance to reset and accelerate efforts to improve the state of our world.
Changing our current trajectory will require bold and imaginative action, together with determination and decisive leadership. In order to secure our future and to prosper, we need to evolve our economic model, putting people and planet at the heart of global value creation. If there is one critical lesson we have to learn from this crisis, we need to put nature at the heart of how we operate. We are on the verge of catalytic breakthroughs that will alter our view of what is possible and profitable within the framework of a sustainable future. We need nothing short of a paradigm shift, one that inspires action at revolutionary levels and pace. We simply cannot waste any more time. The only limit is our willingness to act. And the time to act is now.
So one of the big things that they're going to be doing is transforming the way the economy works. You know, we have a little bit of a free market remaining, and they want to do away with that. You know, the system where private individuals voluntarily decide to satisfy the needs and wants of consumers in pursuit of profit. We got to do away with that. Now corporations are going to have to pursue these nebulous, weird, ever-changing goals decided by the technocrats if they want to stay in business. They call it environmental, social, and good governance measures of corporate and governmental accountability. So now, instead of just producing things that people want to make money for the owners of that company, now businesses have to jump through the environmental hoops that the government wants them to jump through, the social hoops. You got to give lots of money to Black Lives Matter and you know, other assorted social justice Marxist organizations, and of course good governance. So we are completely revamping the economy. They want to undo everything. As Schwab said in his speech,
"The COVID-19 crisis has shown us that our old systems are not fit anymore for the 21st century. It has laid bare the fundamental lack of social cohesion, fairness, inclusion, and equality. Now is the historical moment, the time, not only to fight the virus, but to shape the system for the need for the post-corona era."
He goes on to say that the most important issue is a shift in all of our mindsets. And they're not kidding. Right? If you want to know what kind of shift they're talking about, basically just take all the things that the Bible talks about, man, woman, family, mother, father, children, private property, be fruitful and multiply, all those things that God teaches in the Bible, flip them exactly upside down, and voila. You understand the new mindset that they are pushing us toward. Now, obviously, they've been working on this for a long time. One of the moderators at the conference where they unveiled this great reset last month in early June said that, you've been working on this for many decades. And Schwab did not protest because, yes, they have been working on this for many decades and they are dead serious. One of the big things that they're pushing as part of this great reset is what they're calling the fourth industrial revolution. We should probably do a whole episode just on that concept. But Schwab himself explained what this means in 2016. He said it's a revolution that will fundamentally alter the way we live, work, and relate to one another. This transformation, he says, is going to be unlike anything humankind has experienced before. We're going to bring together all the stakeholders of the global polity. And he says this revolution is going to blur the lines between the physical, digital, and biological spheres. And what they're talking about, ladies and gentlemen, is transhumanism, the merging of man and machine. You already have world leaders talking about we need to inject all the children with a microchip to save them from coronavirus. One of the spokespeople, one of the speakers at the unveiling of this great reset was actually a lady from Uruguay whose company, ChipSafer, I'm sorry. They actually make these microchips that they implant in cows, and they tell the farmer where the cows are. They tell the farmer the biophysical status of the cow, the heartbeat, the breathing, all that kind of stuff. And eventually, they want to install these in humans. The president of Microsoft was also one of these speakers. And of course, Microsoft just this year filed a patent with the World Intellectual Property Organization. Fun fact, the number is WO 2020-060606. And according to this patent filing, you can see it yourself on WIPO's website. It's the UN patent organization. It will be a piece of technology that goes into your body that will keep track of your cryptocurrency allotment. So it's a brave new world they're preparing for us, folks. They say everything's going to change with this great reset. Typical Marxist rhetoric. A big part of it will be imposing Agenda 2030 on us. If you have not yet seen our video on Agenda 2030, go back and watch it. Agenda 2030 is basically the UN's roadmap for humanity going forward. They want to achieve this stuff by 2030. Obviously, they won't succeed, but they're going to move us in that direction. They want everybody so brainwashed. All the kids are going to not just accept sustainable development, but promote it. They want all the kids to believe in feminism and gender equality, human rights, which, of course, when the UN says that, is really the opposite of human rights, right? It's not God-given rights as our founders understood. It is government-given privileges that can be revoked pretty much on any pretext whenever a government says so. Go down to goal number 10. We have to have global wealth redistribution. This is a direct quote from Agenda 2030. We need to reduce inequality within and among countries. This is only going to be possible if wealth is shared and income inequality is addressed, right? All this is going to be brought in through the UN Agenda 2030. And it's no surprise, the World Economic Forum and the United Nations actually signed a partnership last year. It's called a Strategic Partnership Framework, where the WF agreed to help the UN implement Agenda 2030. Their role is going to be bringing in the private sector, so-called the mega banks, the major corporations, big pharmaceutical companies on board with the UN agenda. Now, at the unveiling of this great reset, you also had the Secretary General of the United Nations, Antonio Guterres, an actual socialist. He was actually the leader of the Socialist International before taking over the UN, and he just loves this thing. I mean, he says the Great Reset is a welcome recognition that this human tragedy must be a wake-up call. Must build a more equal, inclusive, and sustainable economies and societies, and blah, blah, blah. You can go watch the video. Incredible stuff. Then you had the head of the IMF, one of the 4 leaders unveiling this monstrosity. She talked about this very massive fiscal stimulus that they're injecting into the global economy, but they're going to use this, she said, to force everybody to submit to their green world order. It's going to be fairer and smarter. More fairer, actually, is the term she used. Part of that, she said, is going to be to put a price on carbon dioxide. In other words, we used to joke about this when I was a kid. They want to tax the air you breathe. They're going to do it, right? By carbon price, they mean making you pay a price for the carbon dioxide you emit. And of course, you exhale about 2 pounds of carbon dioxide every single day, just like every other living person on this planet. Now, Communist China is going to play a huge role in this whole process. The World Economic Forum is like the biggest groupie club of mass murdering communist Chinese dictator Xi Jinping around. In 2017, he was the keynote speaker. And oh boy, you should have seen the globalists just drooling all over themselves, prostrating themselves in front of this mass murdering tyrant. He's the keeper of the liberal world order now that mean old Donald Trump is coming around and messing up our plans. That's the truth, right? One of the 9 speakers at the unveiling of this great reset, surprise, communist Chinese operative Ma Jun, I'm not sure how you say his name. He's the chairman of the Green Finance Committee, and he's on the Monetary Policy Committee of the Mass Murdering People's Republic Bank of China, the central bank of the Communist Chinese. In his remarks on this great reset, he said everything's got to be green. And, I call them watermelons, right? They're green on the outside and red on the inside, except the communist Chinese, they're like red on the outside, too. I don't know how that works when you're dealing with communists, overt communists. But anyways, it is what it is. They're talking about tyranny, folks. Global technocratic tyranny, and they have really big plans for us, guys. Marxism, globalism. Obviously, Prince Philip, the guy who famously declared that he wanted to be reincarnated as a virus so he could, quote, contribute something to solving the overpopulation. Okay, that sounds like a good guy to put in charge of the Great Reset, thanks to the virus that's contributing to the solving of overpopulation. Wait, what? Okay, right. It all gets really creepy, and if you're creeped out now, good, you should be, because this stuff is absolutely absurd. So His Royal Highness Prince Philip is a big fan of this agenda. He was also one of the 4 key speakers who unveiled this for us. He says, we simply can't waste time. We all must submit, right? And again, this is the guy who wanted to be reincarnated as a virus so he could kill lots and lots of people, okay, guys? These people are wild. Now, who else is involved with this World Economic Forum? Well, fun fact, on their board is the discredited false prophet Al Gore. I was actually in Copenhagen in 2009 at the UN summit when he said, in just 5 years, the North Polar ice cap will be completely melted in the summer. And of course, 5 years came and went. 2013, we covered it at the New American. Turns out the ice cap was not melted. In fact, it was 50% larger than when Al Gore made his false prophecy. But you can believe him this time, right? This time, it's true. This time, you got to give up all your freedom and your money and your prosperity and your nation, because otherwise, man, bear, pig, also known as climate change, is going to come get you. So, guys, these people are nuts. They have major plans for your life. They want to shift your mindset, your behavior. No element of your life will be free from this. So, guys, you got to get involved. You got to resist. I'm Alex Newman. You're watching Behind the Deep State. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit that little bell so you always get a notification when we put a video up. Otherwise, YouTube will never let you see this. Share it with your friends. Send it out on email, Facebook, all those silly things. Parler, if you're not on there yet, you should be. And thanks again for watching, folks. God bless you all. And until next week, be good.